Okay, so what we are going to do this week is you are going to use this app called Random Streetview to find what you're going to paint. So I'm going to share the link. It's like right here. You will then take and whatever view comes up is what you get. So you can move around in here until you find the view you want to paint. So kind of move around, like it looks like this one is in some town or country, I don't know. So you're going to pick the view you want to paint. If you just cannot, like there's not one that intrigues you, hit next, you get a different one. So move it around again. Pick where you're going to paint. Then you can even do this by doing this with your phone, if you guys can see that. Then what I want you to do is when you get your view picked that you want, I want you to screenshot it. So this one is from Australia. I kind of like that. So I'm going to click, let it readjust, see where I can get it. Like maybe I would do down this road. But you're going to be working, screenshot. Now you have that image to work from. You don't have to keep worrying about getting it again. So on your 9x12 paper, sketch. So this is about, if you look at this is about halfway. About halfway is where your horizon line is. Then you can see the road here gets smaller. And you can see here, actually, let me grab an eraser. Your road is going off the edges of your paper. And then lightly sketch in kind of where your trees will be. Once again, these lines, so light, you rarely, like mine are a little bit darker than I probably normally would do, just so you guys can see them. Back here we have a tree, and then right here we have a fun tree. And then this is all like, this you're gonna paint in. Okay, so the next step will be painting it. So I would set your phone over to the side. The watercolors are all in the junior, senior entryway. So you're going to want to come grab a set of watercolors if you don't have some. If you already have some at home, if you already have paint at home, you can use whatever paint you have at home. You don't have to use what I'm providing, but this needs to be painted. So I'm actually going to start with my little country road here. Paint it in. There's paintbrushes, there's paint, there's all kinds of paper down there. There's big paper and little paper. These need to be at least 9x12, and that is the smaller paper that's on the cart down there is 9x12. So you can grab that paper, or there are the bigger sheets. You can do 2 paintings if you wanted, or cut it in half, or do one big one. It's kind of up to you. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to do this one, and then I will do a second painting of a different scene, just so you guys can see a little bit of the variations that might come up. you might want to avoid, I don't really want you guys skipping through just to find one you like. I'd rather you take the first one that pops up. Now that first one that popped up of mine really was just a road. So it's pretty basic. If you're doing just the road, you really better be pushing it and making sure you're really doing a good job on it. Now, I know some of you have not painted a ton. That's fine. I just want you to try this. There is supplies available. If you cannot work digitally, turn stuff into the box, just let me know. I don't have any problem with you guys turning stuff in that way. If you're having a hard time getting photos of stuff, honestly, if you want to turn your stuff in, that's fine with me every day during the week. If I'm not here, I will let you know. The only instances I have not been in the building have been to take Jay to get his driver's license, and if I'm not in my room, you just need to call the office and they'll page me to my room. But for the most part, I'm in the building 8 to 3. Like, I'm even eating lunch here every day. I'm not even leaving to go get lunch. Most be able to get a hold of us, because if you call 433-2330, if we don't answer our phone in our classroom, they're paging us to say, hey, we have a student they wanted to talk to, can you pick up the line? Okay, so here is my country road. As you can see, even in my screenshot, you can see that there's shadows across the road. I've kind of put those in. Is this perfect? No. I mean, it is not perfect. It's not going to be perfect. But I'm trying. I'm doing something different. I am, really trying to make it look like. So, when I come to do this, it's kind of a yellowy brown. So I'm going to start with my yellow. Ideally, I probably should have grabbed a bigger brush, but I'm going to work with this one the best I can. You're obviously not going to create a photorealistic painting. This is your interpretation of the street view. When you submit them, I want a screenshot of your street view and a photo of your painting. So this is going to be kind of just a watery wash over here of browns and yellows to mimic the outbacky brush areas of Australia that this picture was taken from. The reason I decided random street viewer was because every one of you should be getting something different, and it's going to get you away from just, painting what's outside your window, because that was my first thought, was to have you sit at one of the windows of your house and paint me what you see out your window. And then I thought, no, let's go different parts of the world, different parts of the nation. Some of them are really exotic. Some of them are the interstate in Miami. So I really just want you guys to work on, it's like I said, not going to be photoreal. There's no, some of you, yes, it will be amazing. I already know that. But I'm also wanting you to not stress so much. Just, there's that. I'm going to put a little bit of a yellow highlight into this. And I'll take just a little bit. Go back. Remember, your brush strokes create the movement in the two-dimensional. Put a little water over that to make it not as harsh. My sky here, which you're gonna probably, if you're using the watercolors I'm providing, you are going to want to get it wet. Kind of wake that paper up a little bit. This is just drawing paper. It is not watercolor paper. I don't really have a way to efficiently get you each. The watercolor paper I buy is huge sheets. And then I will only really be able to give you each a single piece of it. And if you made a mistake, so this white paper works fine. Ideally, what would be, and I should have probably done none of this, one way to make sure these stay flat, because if you can kind of see down here, it's starting to turn up a little bit, is if you have painter's tape, like blue painter's tape or masking tape of any kind. Don't use duct tape, don't use Scotch tape. If you have regular brown masking tape or painter's tape, ideally both of those work to lay down a piece of artwork. So you could tape it down to your table. If you have any interest, I do have tons and tons and tons of drawing boards, painting boards. If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know, and then I could get one for you. So if that is something you would like to use, that is something I would need to get back. You know, if we don't come back to the classroom, you know, that's all pending the school board's decision. That is something I would need to get back at the end of the year. But if that is something you would like to use as a drawing board, just let me know and I will get you one. Like I said, I'm hoping, I'm going to put a little bit of purple into my sky. Depending on your sky tones, the day you do this, you know, I don't know if each picture is exactly like it happened right now. It may be from a day or two before. So you might be getting stuff that is bright blue skies, or you might get something that's overcast, depending on when the image is put onto the random street viewer. So I'm going to sweep a little purple through here because it's pretty bright blue in the photo I have, but okay. Okay, I am going to finish this now, and ideally you probably want to let it dry quite a bit. Mine is not super dry, so it might run a little bit, but I kind of want to come in and add in some darker spots on some of this to give it a little bit of texture. And like I said, these are obviously not going to be photoreal. I'm not expecting them to be photoreal. I am expecting it to look like you tried. So give it the good old Sydney Eagle try. And prove to me that you're watching the videos. Because not all my videos have as many views as students I have. Which, crazy. I can't believe you guys don't want to hear my amazing voice. Come on. So I'm just gonna add in this other tree over here. Kind of just got bare branches too. That's what makes me think this might be a fairly, I guess there's not really any way for me to tell when the image was taken, but most of them look like they're relative to the season in that country. So, you know, like this is Australia. So, okay, here's the next thing is I want you to see right here, there is some green taller trees. So I am going to take some green and kind of, oh, my green is a little, I'm going to put in this green canopy here. That is there. You can see the blue through it in different spots. It's not uniform either. Probably take a little bit of blue in with it. And then once again, if you are using acrylics instead of watercolor, your painting is going to look totally different. You know, watercolors have the tendency to be a little bit more washed out. And obviously, change still, even, you know, they change as soon as they get wet. Where with, if you're using the acrylics, if you have your own acrylics, if you buy acrylics, whatever you do, they are, it's going, once you get it on there, it's permanent. It's not going anywhere. So just remember that. I'm not requiring you to use watercolor. If you have acrylics, you can use acrylics. I am 100% good with that. I just want you guys to know that, you know, I just want you to try a little bit of painting. It is something I think a lot of kids do look forward to. Not. Okay, so I am using a little bit of black right now to do this tree. I'm going to go back in with some brown. But it is pretty dark in this drawing, and it's just got these crazy, if anybody knows what kind of tree this is in Australia, let me know, because I don't really know my Alaskan botany very well. I don't even know my American botany very well, so you can see like right here, that black's bleeding. It's fine, don't stress over that stuff, you guys. I just want you to attempt this, have a little fun. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do one or two more of these and share them in the teams so that you guys can see what I've come up with. Everybody's are gonna be different. Everybody should be different. Every once in a while, it might generate the same street, or you might skip enough that you end up with the same street as somebody else, but I should get like 100 different street views. I think that would be really fun to share. And like I said, if you do a great job, I might ask you to bring it to me so that I can mat it for the fair. And I'm going to take just a tish bit of black into that too. So now, as you're working, these colors should just kind of blend together. It's not going to be perfect. You know, you might have to go in with a little bit of water and pull color up occasionally. That happens. Okay, this video is 26 minutes. I'm going to cut it down a little bit, but it is longer than I kind of intended. But I know that in class, I probably would have spent a good half of the class showing you guys this. Like, this is something I had fully planned on us doing in class, Art 1 and painting and studio arts. This is a project we were going to do, just like last week's shoe print coloring pages were something that I had intended on doing at some point. We just going to add a little bit more brown over here too, all the way to the edges of my paper. It's really got the yellow undertones, but it's really more of a brown landscape. And remember, if you don't want to use black, use a different color to make it darker. Purples, blues, you know, you can always mix in things to really, I'm even going to take just a little bit of green growth in there that isn't the forefront, but also, so there is my street view. It's not awful, it's close, it's similar. So I want to be able to tell from your street view to your painting that that's what you were basing it off of. I should be able to get the general idea. Like I said, I'm going to do at least one more example. I might try to get 2 done. I won't film those. It'll just be the screenshot and then the picture. So I'm going to finish this, save the video, and then I will post it and it'll be ready Monday morning.